My name is Don, a.k.a. Dub, Double D. You know, I'm from Vegas, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about us. The North Towns, they got the Donna Streets, the ABMs, the Villains. Mostly all the Crips are over there, basically. Let's say that.
On the North Town?
In North Town. There's only one blood hood over there. That's the 004s, the hoods.
Okay, and then what's the other area?
On the west side, it's the Gerstons. They got 60s over there and all the bloods. You know what I'm saying? The West Coast bloods. You got the Parus.
So the West Sides have a little bit of everybody over there, huh?
Yes.
Well, the main group over there would be the Gersons?
Yeah, they're the biggest.
I always hear about them.
Yeah, they're the deepest. them and the Donnas are the deepest gangs out here.
And I've heard about the Donnas too. I guess it's Donna Street.
Yeah. Yeah, most of all the other gangs in Northtown, like the ABMs, Donna Street, Villains, White Streets, all that, branched out from Donna. And Donna's got like GQs, the Sevens, the Foes, the Trays. You know what I'm saying? And
were you ever affiliated with any neighborhood?
Yes, Ellis Street Mafia Crip. It was a little thing I got put on when I was 10 years old. You know, it was our own little thing. You know, we was running against with the Donnas, some of the Donnas, and running against some of them.
And how long did you affiliate with that neighborhood?
Roughly about 15 years.
Wow.
Roughly about 15 years.
And now you're a working man.
Yeah, try to change my life. You know, pretty much, you know, high school, I was supposed to be, you know, scholarships for basketball, football, and all that. But, you know, I let the streets get in the way. You know, the streets kept calling me, I went to the streets.
And what was it about the streets that, you know, kept on calling you?
Well, it was the fast money that kept calling me. And then at that time, I thought I was pretty much going to be a rapper, entertainer. So that was the fast money to try to help me put out my product and stuff. And that's basically what I did. You know, sold little drugs to, you know, try to make my product go.
Okay. And how long did that last?
Lasted roughly about 12 years.
And what happened?
Got sent to prison.
Wow.
I went to prison for 3.5 years, came back, decided I needed to change some ways about myself and tried to square up a little bit.
Was it hard when you got out of prison to square up?
At first it was, the first 6 months, yeah. But after that, I came into my own. I was like, you know, I'm not gonna let nothing deter me or turn me down because somebody's gonna open the door for me, and unfortunately it was Popeyes that opened the door for me.
Now, you did a lot of thinking in those 3.5 years?
Yes.
Now, you was in a Nevada State Penitentiary?
Yes.
Talk about that. I've never met anybody that done time in the state of Nevada.
Well, I've done time at High Desert. I did about, I would say almost 7 months at High Desert before they shipped me off to Ely, which is the state prison, the max. I went there for 30 days approximately before they sent me to the Ely camp. And then they sent me all the way to Indian Springs. Now, Indian Springs and High Desert, those are the two most common prisons. Those are the two prisons you're probably going to enter first when you first even hit the system.
And were you in there representing your neighborhood? Because I'm sure you've seen a lot of people from the streets there now, right?
Yeah, pretty much. When you get there, people are already going to know who you are, and if you're with that car, you better roll with that car. That's the way it goes. They're going to roll you up.
And what did you do?
Me, I rolled my car.
And what was that car? The Mafia?
Northtown car.
Just the Northtown car?
Yeah, when you get in there, it's just your Northtown car, the West Side car, your LA car. It ain't nothing about where you from no more at the North.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of LA guys in Nevada prisons, huh?
It's a lot of LA out here, period.
Okay, let's go through the different cars in the Nevada prison.
Okay. Well, you got the West Side car, which, like I said, contains most of the Bloods and the Gerstons, you know. And then you got the Northtown cars. Like I said, the Donnas, the ABMs, the Ellis Street Mafias, all them, they roll. And then you got the LA car.
And that's no matter where they...
Now, the LA car is something different.
Yeah.
Because they tend to click up Bloods and Crips. It's just LA, you know what I'm saying? And when it goes down to it, it's always going to be LA Vegas. So that's always going to be in the mix.
So that conflict exists in prison?
Yes,
the
it does.
LA Vegas conflict?
Yes, it does.
But it doesn't really exist on the streets here as much, or does it?
Yes, in certain areas, yeah, it does. Yeah, because, you know, Vegas is pretty much wide open. You know, you can come get your money, you know what I'm saying? The Vegas people never really tripping that because there's too much money out here for that. You know, but it's when you want to be territorial about it. We're not very territorial about it. You know, we know it's money everywhere. They come over here and try to take whole blocks and sections and say, hey, this is our... No, we don't do it like that. And if you're trying to do it like that, you give it to the Vegas cats and do your thing. You don't never ever want to put yourself on the scene out here. See, and that's where the LA cats start getting hot out here, putting themselves on the front page, putting themselves on the scene, instead of letting us handle it. You know what I'm saying? You guys got the prices, we got the hustle too. Y'all hustling bulk, we hustling small.
But sometimes they come out here a little too aggressive, bringing heat to the neighborhood,
yeah,
right?
they bring that mentality from out here. You know, not to say that we're not aggressive, but they stay aggressive because out there pretty much you got hood around hood around hood. You got to fight your way in and out of a lot of places out there.
But that aggressiveness impacts the money-making process, right?
Right, and that's why they like to leave, because most of the time, you think about it, most of them are selling bulk weight. So everybody's got it. So they have to find somewhere else where they can distribute and get a little extra off of it, because they can't make nothing off of other people that's getting bulk with them. So Vegas is where they come. And I remember, you know, from early days in the 80s, 90s, when they was getting off the Greyhound bus station. That was the famous way for them to get here, the Greyhound bus station. Be right there on Main Street. And my favorite words to them, I used to always tell them, hey, it's wide open. Be careful what you do, though, because they're watching. And sure enough, I see a whole lot of them. I'm not a proud one to say, but I've been to the Clark County Detention Center 18 times. Not proud to say it and not happy about it. But unfortunately, I have been there. You know, and I can say I've been blessed. I've been to prison one time. Like I said, I did 3.5 years. But other than that, I done seen my variety of cats from LA, Arizona, Seattle, Utah, New York, Kansas, pretty much anywhere you name, I done seen them here to try to come hustle.
So it seems to me that there is some Las Vegas cats don't mind embracing LA dudes.
Right.
That everybody can make money.
Right.
Then at the same time, if LA's coming with a certain attitude or a certain vibe, it can create a problem.
Right, because you have the certain Las Vegas cats too. We're not all goody two-shoes, you know, that push that just like they do. You know, but most of us, you know, hey, I'm for it. You know, I love LA, you know what I'm saying? I got nothing against LA, you know, I got family from LA, all that. So it's nothing but love for me, for them, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of them got love for me.
Is the stereotype true that like the best weed and the best work come from California?
Pretty much, you know, if you're getting through the pipeline, yeah.
So everything out here in the streets probably came from California.
Yeah, California or Arizona.
Or Arizona. Actually, Arizona's known for that that good weed too.
Mm-hmm.
I think they
AZ.
That AZ.
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay, so it took you that 3.5 stint to square up. That was probably the biggest impact on you squaring up. If you didn't do that 3.5 year stint, you probably would have still been doing it until someone eventually stopped you, right?
Yeah, yeah. Because like I said, you know, that wasn't my first offense, you know, that I happened to go to prison and that, you know. It was just that particular time, I was just buying my way out of a lot of cases and different stuff like that. And the judge, I'll never forget what he told me. He said, your money is not going to get you out of this one. He said, I'm going to guarantee you one thing, you're going to go to prison. And he guaranteed it, I did.
And why did the judge guarantee prison on that offense? What was the specifics of it? That
Trafficking cocaine, which was a heavy amount, you know.
A few ounces?
At that time, I had 3.5 ounces, which they caught me up with. So that's considered a high-level trafficking crime. Now here, high level is 28 grams.
That's 1 ounce.
That's 1 ounce of dope.
So you get 1 ounce, that's high level?
Yes, and it carries a 10 to life. That's what it carries out here for dope. So it's a lot different from when I first started to now and when I got busted. You know what I'm saying? So it used to be you can get caught with 4.5 and they slap you on the hand and give you a little 2, you know, a little probation or whatever. They're not playing that anymore.
So they got more serious. The drug laws must have changed.
Yeah, like I said, you got a high level which starts at 28 grams. You know what I'm saying? That's an ounce of dope. That carries a 10 to life. The mid-level trafficking is 2 to 15, and then the low level is 1 to 6, probationable.
Now, back to the cars in prison. Are those cars also racially defined too, or it doesn't matter what your race is?
No, it's racially defined to a certain extent.
Because you said the West Side has a car, right?
Yes.
But what if there's Latinos that are from the West Side? Are they part of that car? Or they got their own thing.
They got their own thing. The Mexicans, when they're in there, they have their own thing. They don't really fool with the blacks. There's very few that do. And just like the whites, there's very few whites that mess outside their race when they're in there because it's more politics in there.
But what about on the streets?
On the streets, it's like whatever. If you cool, you cool. You know,
Now you said that Popeyes opened up their door to you.
Yes.
So I guess you was just out there trying to find a job, filling out applications. What was that like? Because you're a convict now.
Yes.
You're an ex-felon.
Yes, I am.
And you have to check that box, right?
Every time.
Every time.
Yes, I do.
And what kind of challenge does that pose for you?
It poses a lot of challenges for me. Like I said, it was really a challenge when I first got out. I was really like in the mode. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to get this. But it didn't happen right away like that. And I did start to get a little discouraged. But luckily, I had my dad say, hey, son, things just ain't gonna jump on your lap. You gotta go to it. Just keep working at it. It's gonna come to you. And unfortunately, I ran into the right person. Sometimes it ain't what you know, it's who you know. And I ran into one person that I know, and they gave me the opportunity to come into Popeyes. I started there washing dishes and everything. I moved up, I became a manager there, certified and everything.
Now that frustration that you was experiencing in the beginning sometimes could lead people back into the streets.
Yes,
but
yes.
the system doesn't really care about that.
No.
They make it difficult for you to move on with your life, almost like a trap, like you're gonna end up right back in prison.
It's a high recidivism rate for this coming in and out of prison. People got to understand that it's always a trap to keep you coming back. See, they might slap you the first time on the wrist, too, but next time when you come back, they're gonna double that for you. And then depending on the crime, they might triple it for you. See, me, I know mine was a real good wake-up call for me. Like I said, I had so many different cases at 2 times. I was actually facing a 10 to life, a 2 to 15, and a habitual criminal act. I was looking at 50 years before I was even eligible for parole. I had to pay $10,000 cash for a lawyer, $10,000 fine, just so I can get a deal that was basically 26 months to 120 months, which is 2 years and 2 months to 10 years, which I wound up doing 3.5, locked up another 2.5 on papers when I first came home. And you're talking about real intense, every 30 days, and sometimes 15, I had to go pee for these people, paying my money. It was a struggle, trust me, and I just knew right then I didn't want to go back to any of that, no matter what it took, because I knew what it was when I sat in there for them 3.5, being away from my kids. See, and I got to remember too, see, when I first left, my daughter was only 2 weeks old. So you imagine, I only got to hold her for 2 weeks before I left. And when I come home, she's already 3. That tore me up the most, my kids being here and me not being able to be here. They can have the streets like that. I'd rather come here and do this right here.
Now, and let's talk about what you're doing now. You said do this right here. What is it that you're doing now?
Right now, I'm doing McDonald's. I'm a manager at McDonald's right now. Like I said, this is all I try to do. I try to be at the top of everything I do. I don't like being at the bottom. You know, I like money.
Now, this job that you have now is something that you probably would have never imagined in your craziest, most bizarre dreams, that you're going to be managing a McDonald's.
Yes. I can't say that was my dream, but, you know, I'm glad they gave me the opportunity to, you know, try to better myself and advance some more, you know, and maybe open some more opportunities for me that I can't open on my own.
So when the experience you got at Popeyes allowed you to come here? Is that how it works?
Absolutely. The management experience that I got at Popeyes, being certified there, allowed me to come to McDonald's and jump pretty much right into management. Like 3 months after McDonald's, I started McDonald's, I became a manager. I've been at McDonald's 4 years now.
Now, lastly, the kids are watching this. You got a hell of a story. What do you want to say to the youth, whether they're here in Vegas or around some other city in America watching this? Because I don't think a lot of people want to square up to the point where they're willing to go work in Popeyes or McDonald's.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Well, you know, for me, it's like this. Kids, you gotta want to grow. You gotta want to be something else. You already see what these streets do to us. These streets don't do nothing for us. They get us killed, they make us age faster, and they put us behind bars. If I had my chance to do it all over again, it would not be my choice would not be the streets like that. It'll be the streets, but in a different way.
If you could rewind back to age 10, what would you do different?
If I could rewind back to age 10, I would have never started gangbanging, smoking weed, hanging with the older guys. That was my thing, hanging with the older guys. That's how I got influenced. It wasn't nothing but older guys and my older brothers. But, you know, never let that be the situation for you guys. You guys got to be a leader for yourself. Because if you follow, you might follow into that wrong path. And that path is not a good path to go down. Like I said, death and destruction or even prison. You know, I see a lot of youngsters, they get turned out on the drugs. I've seen it all. I've had a couple friends turned out on it. Never thought that would happen. So you got to be careful because it can happen just like the blink of an eye. So I would just advise you to try to do the best thing you can, educate yourself, keep your mind and your body right, and, you know, let the world be yours. Don't let it conquer you.
Thanks for watching StreetGangs.com. Please like and share the video you just watched and leave a comment below to tell us what you think. You can also watch 2 of our previous episodes to the right. Please visit the link to our Patreon page and support our campaign. And don't forget to subscribe.